want you to. Your mouth is poison, your mouth is wine.
You think your dreams are the same as mine.
Ooh, I don't love you, but I always will. Ooh, I don't love you, but I always will. I don't love you, but I always will. I always will.
I wish you'd when I turn my back.
Ooh, the less I give, the more I get back.
Ooh, your hands can heal, your hands can bruise.
I don't have a choice, but I still choose you. Oh, I don't love you, but I always will. Oh, I don't love you, but I always will. I don't love you, but I always will. Oh, I don't love you, but I always will. 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 I always will.
I always will. I always will. I always will. I always will.
Hello everyone, my name is Natalie Beckman and I'm here to present to you the project of Poison and Wine. The Poison and Wine project got stemmed when I was driving back from college about 2-3 years ago. And this song came on in my car and I've always loved the song. It's from the band the Civil Wars by John Paul White and Joy Williams. And they're no longer a band anymore, but I thought, what if I turned this song into a conversation between me and my higher power? In this case, me and God, or in this case, you and God. So it's a song about, two lovers, but I have reinterpreted it into my own meaning and my own message. So I'm hoping that you guys will take this message and run with it and share it with others, because I think we all need to uplift each other a little more in our world today, and we could all use some positive encouragement. With that being said, I'm just going to break down the lyrics for you of what they mean to me. They might mean something different to you, but I believe that the Holy Spirit's working through me on this one. So I made a pact with God when I was younger, when I was a little girl, that I wanted music to be a part of my life in some way. And one of the most dangerous prayers that you can pray is that of God, use me. And man, he's taken me to some pretty uncomfortable places spiritually, mentally, and physically. But looking back at it, I understand leading up to this point why he took me to those places. And now I just smile and thank him. And I think that a lot of us lose sight of that. We want to take control of our future so much. We want to know what's going to happen, but he's the only one that's ever in control. So we're not meant to know our futures. He's planned every single detail of our lives before we were even born. And I think that's so amazing. So with that being said, the first lyric in the song Poison and Wine, my friend Dane Lewis, who accompanied me with the lyrics on this song, he has the opening line of, "You only know what I want you to." And when I first heard that, I turned it in to God saying, or to me saying to God, "God, you only know what I want you to." Like, we think that God only sees the good that we do. We don't want him to see our ugly parts. We don't want him to see the sin that we do. We don't want him to see the people we hurt, the things we say, the actions that we portray. But then God comes back and he says, "But I know everything that you don't want me to." He sees every single bit and piece and puzzle that fits into our lives. And so we think that he only sees the good, but he sees everything. And then Dane comes back and says, "Your mouth is poison, your mouth is wine." Whew. This one, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. We can use our mouths, we can use our words to bring others down, or we can use our words to bring others up, to uplift people. You know, whether that be in your work setting, your school, your family, the group of friends you hang out with, people you pass by on the street every day, you drive by, whatever it is. We can use our words for good, and that goes down so many different roads. But this next one is, "You think your dreams are the same as mine." Ooh. I think this is probably the hardest line for me, mainly because I'm such a big dreamer, and it's ridiculous. People always give me crap about having my head up in the clouds, that I need to have a more realistic lifestyle and this and that, but you think your dreams are the same as mine. Basically saying, God, the dreams that I have in my mind, that's what I want, but God has something completely and totally different planned for our lives. We think that what we picture in our mind is what God has planned for us, but he's got something totally different. We think we might know what we're supposed to do, but again, that's when we have to trust, and that's where our faith is born. But he'll grant you the desires of your heart if you ask for it, but it might not be in the exact plan that you have mapped out. He's got a specific blueprint detailed to your life, and sometimes that doesn't match up with the blueprint that we draw out. And I think that's something that's hard to surrender to, for me personally. Then you get into the chorus. You get into the chorus of, "Oh, I don't love you, but I always will. I don't love you, oh, but I always will." It's like this, it's this tug of war. It's this back and forth notion of, I don't love you, but I always will. I don't love you, but I always will. The I don't love you part is, it's like us saying we don't love God by the sins that we do. No matter how many times we have failed or we have fallen, God is always there on the other end, saying that he loves us. He died arms stretched out wide on a cross for us. That's how much he loves us. And I went back before this project was finishing up, and I had posted on social media and contacted some of my closer family and friends, and I said, hey, what's love mean to you? I want to know what people look at what love is. How do they see what love is? How is it shown in their lives? How do they portray it in their minds? And so I wanted people's different responses from different perspectives. And I got some really, really super awesome responses. Some were pretty short and some were really long. And with people's permission, I have their responses, that just a few that I really want to share, because one comes from a marriage standpoint, some come from different, singlehood, but responses from others of what love means to them. This is from one of my friends, and she said, from a marriage standpoint, she said, love is so many feelings and acts. It's a lifetime promise to care for each other through good times and in bad. It's the beginning. It's being patient, genuine, and kind to each other, yet annoying the crap out of each other every now and then. It's being able to be 100% true without worrying if he or she will judge me, because they've seen and they've heard everything. He's witnessed my ugliest cry, where I uncontrollably gasp for air and have tears and snot streaming down my face, to my happiest moments of joy and laughter and uncontrollable smiles, when I look my most beautiful with happy tears falling from my joyful eyes. I feel most comfortable with the one whom I love. He understands me better than anyone else. He's my true best friend. Love in a marriage is singing obnoxiously loud together, laughing until our stomachs hurt, and missing each other's presence when we have to be apart. It's becoming each other's better halves. I love you, it's saying I love you, I'm here for you, I'm sorry, I'm proud of you. Love is praying and worshiping God together. It's trying our very best to get each other to heaven. Love is taking care of your spouse when he or she is sick and not complaining about it. It's feeling each other's sadness, pain, happiness, and joy. Because we deeply care so much about each other that we become one. It's picking each other up when we fall and celebrating when we work hard to reach a goal. Love is seeing the best and the worst in each other. Love is being excited to stay home on a Saturday night, cuddling and watching movies in our sweats. Love is that feeling in your chest, way in your heart, that tells you you always want to be with this person. It's making each other mad, yet coming back to each other and forgiving each other no matter what. It's being honest and trustworthy, and at the end of the day, the person whom you love is the one you're excited to hug and kiss and talk about your day with. Love is a little different in each type of relationship, whether it's love from your spouse, a child, a friend, mother, father, sibling, grandparent, or whatever. All these types of love do have one thing in common though. No matter who it is, if you truly love them, you'd die for them. Just like Jesus died for us. You'd protect them when harm comes their way. You'd hate to see them suffer or be in pain. Love isn't an easy act, but it's the act that is the strongest. If there's true love, that relationship will not break. Another example. I would say to me, love is seeing someone for everything that they are and loving every aspect of it. Flaws and all. Most of the time, I think if I love someone, their flaws don't even seem like flaws to me. It makes them unique. It makes them who they are. I think love means going out of your way to see a smile on their face, even if it's doing something you would never want to do. But doing it and seeing the smile on that person's face makes it so worth it. And I think it's true when people say that love makes you crazy. Your heart aches when they're gone, and when they're here, you can't get enough of them. And I guess to me, love is something that makes all the hard work worth it. If you truly love someone or something, nothing is too much to overcome. I see love as not being able to control yourself in front of others, being able to show your affection towards the one you love and not caring who's around to see it. Love to me is my grandpa still coming into the living room to interrupt a movie that us grandkids and grandma are watching and giving her a kiss goodnight and telling her to sleep well. Love is so beautiful, and I hope to have a love like my grandparents someday. They're so inspiring. That was one from another response from one of my friends, so thank you guys for letting me share that, and I couldn't have said it any better. Love is what you freely give. It's dying to yourself, and love is sacrifice. It said God loves each of us as if there were only one of us. As if there were only one of us. But yet, by human choices and sin, we have completely divided that concept. Another quote for you from Danny Gokey. He says, "I know this may be hard for some people to understand, but you can actually still love people even if they don't believe in the same things you believe in, and they don't act the same way that you act." Let me ask you this. How many times have you felt empty, alone, scared, terrified, you just didn't know what to do? And how many times have you took those emotions and used drugs, sex, alcohol, any other form of addiction, money, greed, taking it out on other people that you love, or just people you don't even know? And how many times did you turn to God in those moments instead? He came to make dead people alive. He came to make us feel whole and not alone and not terrified or frightened or scared or empty. He came to give us life and breathe life into us. He came to make dead people alive. If we love God, after that, everything will fall into place like it should. You put God first, your family second, and your career last, everything will fall into place. Love is an action, it's not a feeling. Love is dying to yourself, and love is sacrifice. Love is sacrifice. God sacrificed himself on the cross for us. He is love. How many times have you said those words, or felt it, or have seen it around you in other people? Because that is God. And it just blows my mind when people don't even believe in God, or they don't want to believe in him. And he's literally around you every single day. I'll never forget the time that I completely fell in love with God. I was in college, and my life has not been the same since. And I mean that for the better. So much better. I just pray that all of you feel that love someday. Because perfect love casts out all fear. I leave you with one of my favorite verses on love. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and it always preserves. Love never ever fails. And everything that I have been quoting or reading from tonight, in some way or another, came from here. The truth, the ultimate truth that will set you free. The Bible. There's always room for improvement, friends. Myself included, because no one's perfect. Praying for you. God bless.
But I still choose you.
I lost my train of thought. Hey everyone! Natalie Beckman here with your weather report for May 4th, 2018. It's gonna be a little cloudy today. Get it? Yes. Gray, white clouds. Alright, we're done.